Sam. I've been running the Sweet Affair for about 4 years now, and I do a combination of baking, which is all egg free. But I also have focus on vegan, diabetic, and keto
Cake
baking
recipe.
recipe, which is going to use such basic ingredients that we have off our shelf, and anybody can make it. And all you need is an oven. So one of the first ingredients is whole wheat flour, our regular atta flour, 112 grams. And then there is going to be jaggery. We are using around 100 grams. Mention is that a lot of people also use gloves while baking. I am not very comfortable, so I ensure that my hands are clean and sanitized before I start any baking process. So we bring in all the dry ingredients together. So this is our cake that's going into the oven. And I will set, and it took just about 20 minutes. And this yummy cake. And how do you know it's done? Is that you poke a skewer or a toothpick in and it comes out.
Welcome back to our channel Digital Wellness. Health is wealth is an old saying. We can have wealth of health by following like what Gautam Buddha says. The 6 principles of sunshine, water, air, rest, exercises and diet. Have apprehensions on, am I going to give up on my usual tasty stuff? For example, I like cakes and yummy cookies. It was then when I was researching online, I found this very interesting topic by a company called The Sweet Affair, and they do something what is called healthy baking. The Sweet Affairs is managed by Samantha. In short, we call her Sam. Nice to be hearing from Sam on what she means by the healthy baking. She has a lot of followers on Facebook and Instagram, and I was extremely happy to see that the kind of cakes and cookies and the other things that she does is all mostly vegan and egg free. I'm really waiting to hear from Sam on what is in store today. Sam, welcome to my channel Digital Wellness. It's a pleasure to have you speaking to us today. You briefly told me about what healthy baking is, and I can't wait to really hear from you more.
Hello, everybody. I'm Samantha. Most people know me as Sam. I've been running the Sweet Affair for about 4 years now, and I do a combination of baking, which is all egg free. But I also have focus on vegan, diabetic, and keto baking. Uh, what this does is that it opens out a world of options for people who have restrictions on their diet, and most importantly, for folks who are very specific about wanting to eat something nice but are worried about compromising on the taste. Now, this is out of the window. You don't have to worry about how lovely it's going to taste, even though it's egg free, it's healthy, and sometimes it can be vegan too.
Um, Interesting, Sam. Interesting to see that you're not compromising on the taste, but really focusing on like what I just mentioned about eating healthy. So, what's in store for us today, Sam?
So what we're making today is a vegan spiced cake recipe. It's going to have very basic ingredients that are available off our shelf. And you will notice that it is flavorful, healthy, made with whole wheat and jaggery, and has such a nice hint of spices running through the cake. So we're going to be sharing the ingredients in a bit, and you'll see that it's all available easily. So one of the first ingredients is whole wheat flour, our regular atta flour, 112 grams. And then there is going to be jaggery. We are using around 100 grams. You can adjust it as per your sweetness. We are going to use half teaspoon of cinnamon and quarter teaspoon of ginger. These spices are interchangeable. You can use nutmeg, you can use any other spice of your choice. We're going to use half a teaspoon of baking soda. This is our dry fruit that has been soaked in hot water for about half an hour. This makes the fruit a little plump, so it's a good idea to either soak it in hot water for half an hour or overnight in regular water. Some nuts of your choice. Then there is oil, 40 ml. This is non-dairy milk. So I have used coconut milk. You can choose to use almond milk or you can use soy milk, whatever non-dairy milk that you would like to use. If you do not want to make it vegan, you can even use regular milk, and that is about 80 ml. I have vinegar, half a tablespoon, and regular water. All the ingredients are here, and the only thing we are going to need as equipment is a whisk and a spatula. That's about it. So one thing that is common across the ingredients that we're going to be using is the fact that it all has great nutritional value. We use atta instead of maida because it's far more fibrous than using regular refined flour. Jaggery is used in anti-inflammation, it's used as an antioxidant, and it's really much better than using any other regular kind of sugar. Now, if you look at the reason why we even soak our dry fruits, in yogic sciences, you're actually adding prana to the dry fruit by soaking it over a period of time. We are not using any kind of animal product like butter, which will make it really fatty. We're going to be using oil, as well as we're going to be using coconut milk, which is rich in antioxidants. So you have a whole array of healthy ingredients that we're going to be using for this recipe. So what we're going to start with doing is putting together all the dry ingredients. Now, what is most important is that you need to sieve all your dry ingredients. I have already pre-sieved it, but you ensure that you sieve it before you use it. So the first dry ingredient is atta or whole wheat flour, 112 grams. We're going to put it into a bowl. And then we're going to be adding the spices. Like I said, you can absolutely interchange your spices to your palate. I've used half a teaspoon of cinnamon and quarter teaspoon of nutmeg. That goes into the bowl as well. Jaggery, we're using about 100 grams, but you can adjust this to your taste. You can also choose to use something like cane sugar, coconut sugar, whatever suits your palate. I'm using jaggery. Now this is jaggery powder that you get in the stores. You can also use full jaggery and break it down into pieces and use it into your recipe. We're going to give this a good mix just to bring it all together and ensure that there's no lumps from the jaggery or any of the other dry ingredients that we are adding. We will also add half a teaspoon of baking soda. Now, one thing that I did not mention is that a lot of people also use gloves while baking. I am not very comfortable, so I ensure that my hands are clean and sanitized before I start any baking process. So we bring in all the dry ingredients together, ensuring that most of the lumps are removed, and then we start adding the wet ingredients. We'll add the vinegar, the non-dairy milk. You will also notice that everything goes into one bowl, so you don't even have to worry about having too many bowls to mix it in. This is regular, unflavored refined oil. You can also choose to use rice bran oil or canola oil, whichever is without any flavor and without any specific taste. Water. And then we bring it together. The jaggery, what it does is that it gives it a very earthy taste, and so does the wheat flour, and it also adds a lot of color to your baked ingredients. You can see it has formed a beautiful batter, and it also smells so nice. Now at this stage, what we will do is we will add the dry ingredients in. We don't want to mix the dry ingredients too much, so we will add it in the end. This is my soaked fruit that I'm adding. Here I have added blueberries and I have added raisins. You can choose to add whatever you wish. And I'm also adding some walnuts.
The batter is so smooth. This is the first time that I'm even seeing something made without egg and also no dairy product. Very interesting to see that. So, what have you named this, Sam?
Yeah, this is a vegan spice dry fruit cake, which has the goodness of dry fruit, which has the hint of cinnamon and ginger, and it has the wholeness and earthiness of jaggery and whole wheat.
So, what next?
This will go into, I have lined this bowl in this baking pan, and we are going to be putting this into a preheated oven at 180 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. You will notice that the batter is a bit thick, and that is mainly because we have used whole grain and jaggery. So you'll need to ensure that you spread it out evenly and tap it a couple of times so that there's any air bubbles get released and we get a smooth cake.
Right. So, normally for the normal cakes, it's a lot more smoother, right? So, will it have the same what do I say, flavor and effect when you bake it?
Absolutely. You will find the texture to be a slightly tad bit more denser than a regular refined flour cake, but the earthiness is so warming, heartwarming, and fulfilling that you will not miss the taste of refined flour in your cake at all. So this is my friend and my companion. I bake all my cakes in this. I've preheated the oven for about 15 minutes at 180 degrees, and I'm going to use the middle rack to bake this cake for about 20 minutes. So this is our cake that's going into the oven, and I will set it for about 20 to 25 minutes. We will check the doneness closer to the time.
It was really interesting to see in action, the making of the cake. I did really see the consistency and it going into the oven. Now, while it is getting baked, one curious question I had, Sam, what was your motivation to start something like this?
So I started working when I was really young. I was merely 16 when I started working, and then I decided to continue my education in the evening. And because of the fact that I started so early, I have close to about 20 years of corporate experience. I was in HR, and I worked with various companies like Tesco and Wells Fargo and Dell. I worked with various corporate organizations, and then a big change happened in my life where I lost my mom. And my mom was my support system, which made me realize that I cannot really manage to continue working while since I have a small daughter. So I decided to stay home, and during that I started baking, and it just got me so excited. I decided to pursue it. I quit my corporate job. I became a certified chef in bakery and patisserie, and then I took this on full time. So it's been 4 years now that I have been doing this full time, and the whole objective of having so many options in desserts is because my mom was a major sweet tooth, and in her time there weren't enough options for people with restrictive diets. So my whole motive is to ensure that there are enough and more options irrespective of your food diets. So that's what I'm looking at.
So, I know there's always some trigger for everybody, to kind of do something, and it's really heartening to note that your mother was a big motivation to do. And I'm sure what you just showed was such a healthy option that you don't need to really compromise on your taste nor your liking, but can stay healthy. It's a wonderful concept. Given the kind of demand that you have, Sam, and I was looking at it at your Facebook and Instagram, how do you manage demand? Like, I'm sure, especially during Christmas and Easter, you'd have a lot of orders at hand, right? How do you manage? And I see you smiling as always.
So, like they say that behind every successful man, there's a woman. For me, it's the other way around. Behind me is my entire family. When I say my husband, my 11-year-old daughter, and my house help, all of them pile in, and one is doing the packing, one is doing the delivering. So that's how I manage mass baking, especially during festival times. During the other times, I make sure that I don't take on more than what I can really handle, only because I don't want to compromise on the quality that I'm putting into each cake. And for me, each cake is like a baby. So there's full attention that's given to every cake. So I restrict the number of orders that I take on during the course of the week. But for festival times, the whole gang is involved.
So, are you working on any orders now?
Yeah. So I'm working on a chocolate cake right now. It's halfway through. I've still got to complete it for delivery this evening. I started working on it last night. So I could maybe give you a glimpse of what it looks like now.
It's interesting. So, what is this all about, Sam?
Sure. So what I wanted to show you all is what I do for my customers. The recipe I thought you all is more a tea cake that can be eaten at any point of time. But I have customers who order celebration cakes from me. Now, for example, this is an almond cake. It's frosted with dark chocolate, pure chocolate, 46% chocolate ganache. Okay, so it's rich, it's tasty, and it's delicious. Okay, so this is work in progress. It was ordered a couple of days ago. I started it this morning before you all came in, and I will complete it, and it will go out by around late afternoon today.
Right, but I'm curious. So you do cakes which are vegan and dairy free. Plus, you also do if customers are regular cake. So this is a regular cake.
This is a regular cake. Of course, all my cakes are eggless, so it is an eggless cake.
Right.
But this is a regular cake which uses dairy products.
Right.
Yeah.
So that means you bake eggless, all cakes eggless, but vegan is a choice.
Yes, vegan is a choice, keto is a choice, and diabetic is a choice.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I have those options, which gives an opportunity for any kind of person to order dessert from me.
Very nice.
Yeah. So this is another cake that I'm working on. Now this is about a kilo and a half. This is a mini cake that I've introduced in my series right now. They're little sweet little cakes. They're good for one small family, around 350-400 grams. And this is again in progress. You can see that even my board is not cleaned yet. It's going to take a little bit of work, and then I would maybe can show you at the end of it what it's going to look like.
Wow.
Yeah, I will send you a picture, and then you can share that as well.
You know what? Interesting. I'm going to order my next cake from you because this is a big problem that I always have. Because when I go and buy outside, I need to buy a minimum of 250 grams. Even 250 grams I have to really hunt down. It's always half a kg, right? And with just the two of us at home, it's very hard to consume, and then we always find it a big challenge. So I'm going to order this from you next, Sam.
So I make even smaller cakes. Wow. This is about 400 grams, but I make even half the size. So I have 200 gram cakes. Wow. And so they're meant for small families that do want to have a celebration, but don't want a big cake.
Right.
So other than that, I also make cookies, I make cupcakes. So this is one of the cookies that I made recently.
Wow.
This is a pure butter chocolate cookie.
Okay.
It's loaded with chocolate, and it's made with whole wheat and jaggery. So there's a lot of earthiness that has gone into it. Right. So why don't you taste one of them and tell me if you like them?
Wow. Let me take the bigger ones because I'm a very cookie person and I'm so excited. I can be eating the healthy cookies. Yes. When did you make this, Sam?
I made this 2-3 days ago.
But
so I make these and keep them for my daughter so that she does not eat the junk on the outside.
But you know what? It looks so fresh. Yes. So fresh. I just thought you just picked it up from the oven now. Wow, it's really amazing.
Using the India cookies, which makes the cookie last longer but loses its taste after some time, and it's of course unhealthy. But here we are using pure butter, we're using jaggery, we're using whole wheat, and imagine this whole goodness going into your child's tummy instead of the junk that you get on the outside. And this was made specifically for my daughter who loves junk, which is a typical tween. So these things are usually made and kept at home so that she can eat how much she wants.
You know, this is the next recipe. I think we will probably put it on our channel. Yeah. What next after this, Sam?
So this is going to be smoothened to get a beautiful finish to the cake. This is half done right now. So this cake is going to be completed. It's going to be frosted till we get a super smooth finish. This is just half done. As you can see, there is a lot of frosting that is still to be cleaned up. And then there's going to be a hand-cut fondant logo of the Apple logo, and that's going to go on top of a cake.
Why apple?
This customer has ordered this customized cake for her husband, who's an apple lover. Oh, wow. So that's going to go on this cake. This I haven't decided what I'm going to do with, because I'm making this for a contest, and so let's see how that progresses.
Oh wow! So it's very personalized.
Yes, it is. It is.
So I think you in the last few hours I was speaking to you. You showed me so many varieties of cakes, and you were also discussing with me about different varieties. So where can one get to see all your recipes?
So I don't share recipes as often as bloggers do, but if you like my page on Facebook and Instagram, it's called The Sweet Affair Shop, and the links I'm assuming that you will also be sharing that. I do lives through other mediums where I share different recipes, so they will all be available on my page.
Right. Very interesting, because I'm sure we will get back to you with more and more. This jaggery one that we saw was very interesting. So do you think the baking would be over now?
Yes, it should be ready and it should be all done, and we'll pull it out of the oven and then you can have a look at it.
Let's get going.
Okay, looks like our cake is done, and it took just about 20 minutes. And this yummy cake, and how do you know it's done? Is that you poke a skewer or a toothpick in and it comes out absolutely clean. So you know your cake is done, and it's hot. So we're going to let it cool for some time before we can slice it and show you the internal texture.
Wow, the cake looks so enticing, and it is ready. Is it as soft as the other normal cakes?
You'll know soon. You can actually touch it and see how soft it is, the top, and then when you taste it also you will realize it's still a little bit warm. Ideally a tea cake should be cut when it is really cold, then you get very neat slices, but we can't wait, can we? Right. So we're going to cut it and show you what the inside looks like.
Right. I mean, it just took 20 minutes for baking and just 5 minutes for making. Yeah. So half an hour
And
the tea
cake ready? Wow.
healthy cake.
Yes, most importantly.
So
can we cut it?
Yeah, of course. No particular occasion, but just celebrating, having these healthy cakes and sharing with everyone, Sam.
Absolutely. So
wow,
that's how your cake slices are. And remember, because we have nuts and fruits, you might not get an extremely neat slice, especially because it's warm. But as the cake cools, you will get very, very neat slices of the cake.
So you're saying that you need to cut the cake when it's really cold?
Always. Any cake. Then your crumbs will come down quite a bit. So you can see, if you look at the texture here, it's super soft, okay, and it looks and smells amazing.
This reminds me of during Christmas, those plum cakes.
Yeah, exactly. Right? So it has a lot of those things. We don't use allspice. Allspice is used in a Christmas cake, and they also use molasses for the color. But here what we're doing is we're going all natural. We are using raisins, we're using only cinnamon and ginger, and we are putting in some fruit that we would like.
Right. I just can't believe that it's such an easy recipe.
Yeah.
We could make such a wonderful cake. Let me taste it and let me really because it smells so good. This really reminds me of the plum cake.
Lot of nostalgia, right?
Yeah, real nostalgia, because I still remember when I was young, I would go to Nilgiris, and that would be my favorite thing, to pick up the plum cake. And I can only tell you, Sam, that it's a recipe and your hand, which is like, with so much of love added to it, right? In addition to all the ingredients,
I agree.
that has made such a nice cake, and such a fluffy and such a soft and such so tasty cake.
Thank you.
Thank you for this. I'm really excited to just jump onto your Facebook page, look at more and more recipes, and of course we would definitely come back to you and cover more of your recipes, interesting recipes that you have on Healthy Baking. Thank you so much, Sam.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me over.
Hope you enjoyed this episode on Healthy Baking with Sam. I thoroughly enjoyed, because I not only got to see how easy it is for us to make a recipe like the jaggery fruit and nut, but I also had the pleasure of eating the yummy, tasty, healthy cake made by Sam, and also the cookies that she does for her daughter. I'm sure all of you also enjoyed this episode. To me, it was an eye-opener that we could have what we like so much, eat healthy with the right amount of ingredients and the right way of doing it. Do like, subscribe to our channel Digital Wellness. Stay tuned for more interesting stories on digital wellness. Also, in my description page, I will leave the Facebook and the Instagram page of Sam. Do go and visit and also learn some more interesting recipes. Stay tuned.